Time for your daily dose of automotive news. Grab your coffee, tea, or whatever snack gets you going, and let's dive into what's driving the world today.
The US car market isn't just slowing down, it's breaking apart in ways we've never seen before. Franchise dealers are sending out massive warning signs. Lots are filling up with trucks nobody wants. New cars are priced like luxury homes, and buyers are walking away in shock. Even more disturbing, many franchise dealers aren't really new car dealers anymore. They've quietly transformed into glorified used car lots. The big question is simple: how did we get here, and who's about to get crushed as this bubble implodes? Automotive News just released a survey of franchise dealers across the country, and the results should terrify anyone connected to this market. More than half of these dealers admitted they feel negative about the car market's future. Think about that. Franchise dealers, businesses that usually thrive on optimism and moving metal, are openly saying they see storm clouds ahead. And ironically, some of the darkest clouds are hanging over Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Walk through a Jeep or Ram lot right now and you'll see the problem. Rows of unsold SUVs and trucks. Some of these vehicles aren't just a few months old. They're 2-year-old new models, still sitting with delivery plastic on the seats. Dealers can't move them. Incentives pile up, discounts creep in. But the metal doesn't budge. And when trucks in America don't sell, that's a crisis. Trucks are the backbone of the market. If even those can't move, the system is breaking down. The biggest culprit? Price shock. Walk onto a lot and you'll find Rams, F-150s, and Silverados with price tags that hit $60,000, $80,000, even $90,000 before the dealer adds any extras. One Ram Laramie Crew Cab was sitting at $75,000, and that's the starting number. Now imagine being the average buyer. Your last truck cost $35,000. Same trim, similar features, maybe even better reliability back then. You walk in today, and the salesman quotes you more than double. The response isn't excitement. It's laughter, disbelief, and a quick walk back to your old car. And that's the consumer reality. Trucks are sitting because people simply cannot justify paying home mortgage prices for a pickup. But the sticker shock is only part of the story. The real issue is how those prices connect with everything else happening in the economy. Dealers themselves say 3 forces are destroying their business: tariff uncertainty, rising prices, and high interest rates. First, tariffs. A few months ago, rumors of tariff hikes sent buyers scrambling to lock in deals. Demand spiked temporarily, but then collapsed into a dead zone. The surge wasn't real. It was just fear pulling sales forward. Now the hangover is brutal. Lots are full, demand is gone, and dealers are stuck holding the bag. Second, interest rates. Housing already showed what happens when borrowing costs skyrocket. Now cars are feeling the same pain. Higher rates mean higher monthly payments. Combine record prices with record rates, and you get the highest average car payments in US history. Families are choking on numbers they've never seen before. Third, the rising sticker prices themselves. Trucks once affordable are now unattainable. SUVs that used to be middle-class purchases are now luxury-level decisions. The result? A toxic mix where buyers can't afford the cars, dealers can't move inventory, and manufacturers refuse to blink. And when buyers stop showing up, dealers turn to desperate tactics. To survive, some dealerships are stacking on insane add-ons. One Ford Bronco Big Ben carried $13,000 in extras, pushing its total cost from $50,000 to $63,000. For buyers, that's the last straw. They're already shocked by base prices. Then the dealer adds thousands more for protection packages, appearance kits, or pure markup. Dealers justify it by saying they need to make the same money off one customer that they used to make off 5. But that math doesn't build loyalty. It builds resentment. What happens instead? Trucks sit, Broncos gather dust, and consumers simply refuse to play the game. But this isn't just a new car crisis. When new cars don't move, the shockwaves slam straight into the used market. The car market is one connected ecosystem. When manufacturers raise prices, new sales stall. When new sales stall, trade-ins dry up. When trade-ins dry up, used inventory shrinks and prices explode. Independent used dealers are getting hammered. One dealer described it plainly. He used to buy halfway decent cars for $1,500, fix them up and sell them for $2,500. That volume business is gone. Today, those $1,500 cars simply don't exist. Buyers are only trading in vehicles when they absolutely have to, and what's left at auctions is junk. It's a domino effect. High-end used buyers drop into the mid-tier. Mid-tier buyers slide into the bargain tier, and suddenly, even the cheapest beaters cost too much. Franchise dealers add to the squeeze by keeping more used cars for themselves. They've realized used vehicles move better and carry fatter margins. That means fewer quality cars reach independence, driving prices higher across the board. For used car dealers, it's a nightmare. For buyers, it's worse. And behind it all, the manufacturers keep fanning the flames. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The biggest villains in this story aren't shady dealers. It's the manufacturers. Automakers keep raising MSRPs, dumping overpriced trucks and SUVs onto lots, and then tying the hands of the very dealers trying to move them. Many manufacturers even forbid dealers from advertising prices below a certain level. That means even if a dealer wants to slash a truck to move it, corporate rules stop them. The result is an illusion. Shoppers think the local dealer is greedy, refusing to deal. In reality, many dealers are trapped by manufacturer pricing policies designed to avoid price wars between franchises. So consumers blame the wrong people, while manufacturers sit back, pocket profits, and let dealers burn. But if you think this is bad, wait until you see what's happening with electric vehicles. On paper, EVs were supposed to be the future. In reality, they're becoming a massive liability for dealers. Take Ford's Mach-E, priced at $48,000. It's already a hard sell. Add financing costs, insurance, and the lack of charging infrastructure in much of the country, and buyers hesitate. Now factor in something even worse. Tax credits are disappearing. Next month, many EVs lose federal incentives. That $48,000 Mach-E suddenly feels like $53,000. Meanwhile, Ford keeps doubling down, burning billions of dollars on EV development even as its current models sit unsold. Dealers see the writing on the wall. They can't move today's EVs, yet they're being told to prepare for even more. Only a handful of companies have managed to succeed in EV sales. Ford isn't one of them, and franchise dealers know it. Many fear the manufacturer is pushing them into a future that simply isn't ready. If gas trucks are too expensive and EVs won't sell, what's left? Walk onto a new Kia or Hyundai lot, and you'll notice something strange. The front rows, the cars displayed for passing traffic, aren't new, they're used. Some dealerships now carry more used inventory than new. They've realized the margins are better, the risk is lower, and the customers are more willing. Effectively, new car franchises have morphed into used car operations. They still carry the franchise badge, still sell a handful of new models, but the lifeblood of their business is used, and from their perspective it makes sense. New inventory sits too long, requires too many incentives, and kills profit margins. Used cars, on the other hand, sell faster and allow dealers to tack on the same back-end products, financing, insurance, warranties, service packages. But this survival strategy only delays the inevitable. At the center of this implosion is the ordinary car buyer. On one side, new vehicles are unaffordable. $70K trucks, $60K SUVs, $50K crossovers with $10K in dealer markups. On the other side, the used market is inflated, flooded with low-quality trade-ins, and stripped of bargains. Financing is no escape. Monthly payments are already the highest in history. Interest rates ensure that even if you find a decent price, the loan will crush your budget. The result is paralysis. Buyers cling to their old vehicles longer than ever. Average car age keeps climbing. The idea of upgrading because you want to is gone. Now people only upgrade when forced. And as loyalty fades, brand reputations crumble. Customers who once swore by Ford, Chevy, or Dodge now feel betrayed, which leads to the final chilling question: how long can this bubble last before it bursts completely? The US auto market has built the largest bubble in its history. Prices doubled, financing soared, and manufacturers pretended it could last forever. Dealers tried to adapt, consumers pulled back, and used markets buckled under the strain. It's a chain reaction. Manufacturers squeeze dealers, dealers squeeze consumers, consumers stop buying, and the entire system starts eating itself alive. For decades, the industry thrived on volume. Sell more cars, keep them affordable, and make profits through scale. That model is gone. Manufacturers discovered they could raise prices, limit supply, and still collect revenue. But in doing so, they planted the seeds of collapse. Now we're watching the bubble deflate in real time. Lots filled with unsold trucks, EVs nobody wants, used cars priced like new, dealers becoming pawn shops for manufacturers. So who's left holding the bag? Will it be the automakers who bet too high, the dealers trapped in the middle, or the consumers forced to overpay for vehicles that should have been affordable? One thing's certain: the largest car market bubble in history is imploding, and the fallout is only beginning. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit like and subscribe. I'm working toward my first 100 subscribers, and every click really helps. See you on the next video.